hello to everyone.
Hi.
Yeah, Jake is joining us again. Jake Jitsu making a special appearance.
So tell us about your day, Jake. What happened? What's going on with you?
Well, I wanted to talk about having him for a whole week. Where did mommy go? Where did mommy and Olivia go for a whole week?
Hawaii.
And what did you do?
Play with you.
Play with me? How was that? Was that fun?
Yeah.
What did we do?
Go to Knott's Berry Farm to get some ice cream.
Yeah, we went to Knott's Berry Farm one day, and I got really sunburned, and that wasn't fun, but we had a good time.
So which ice cream did you got?
I think I got some kind of sherbet, and I think you did too, right? You got boysenberry. It was delicious. But what else did we do? We went swimming a lot.
Yeah.
We had a lot of playing, huh? We did a lot of playing. It was fun. It was actually pretty good. We definitely bonded. First, I thought it wasn't going to be the best thing. And we also had Marcy here, so that helped a lot too.
Nice.
But no, we spent a lot of time together, and it was cool. But are you happy that Mommy's back?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to say bye to everyone?
Bye.
Okay. Say wave. Say peace.
Peace.
Peace, fools.
Peaceful.
Good job. Who knows if we'll include that?
That must be cool. He's gonna remember that. Like, even though he's 3, he's gonna remember that for a while. Like,
Yeah.
Mom
No.
did, you know?
I think it was good, man. Every night he would cry for her a little bit, but I'd be like, no, just us. And like, we had a really good time. And he was a little scared too that she wasn't coming back. And I think it's probably because the cat. We just had that with one of our cats having to be put down.
And yeah, not too long ago,
and because
right?
last week before or 2 weeks ago. So before I even took the cat to the hospital, he asked, like, is he going to come back? Because he knew that Luke, our dog, didn't come back. And then the cat didn't come back. And then, I think that happened like the second day he asked. He's like, is she going to come back? Will she not come back? I was like, well, she'll come back if you're a good listener.
You didn't say that.
If you're not a good listener, I was like, no, she's going to stay away. Maybe she's never going to come back ever.
No, you didn't say that.
No, I didn't. But I was like, how good would that be?
As a lesson.
Yeah, I'd be like, I was like, my kid listens great to me. He knows mommy leaves that she doesn't.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
So that is horrible. Do not do that. I don't recommend doing that to your kid unless you want to screw them up. Or have a really good listener. But anyway, so what else happened? Oh, so I didn't train at all, man.
No, neither did I. We had a whole week.
I think maybe we did Monday, Tuesday. I can't remember, but it felt like I didn't get much in. And then Glenn on Saturday, my good friend Glenn, he comes and trains with us every once in a while. But he does his main training at Babalu's Iron Gym.
Yeah.
And he asked me if I want to do open mat over there. So I went down there, and there were only 2 other guys, but it was awesome because one was Ricky Gonzalez, the black belt who teaches. And so he was there, and he remembered me from going like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I did one of his classes. It was the first time wearing a gi. I just felt it felt funny wearing one, but he was really cool then, and now he's a black belt, so it's awesome to see how much he's progressed. And it was great rolling with him. I mean, he caught me in with some stuff, and like I thought maybe I could get out. I was like, nope. And he had like that black belt squeeze where I knew. I was like, no. I was like, okay, I was like, I'm not getting out of this.
That and the gi, right?
Oh, the gi. Oh, so that day was just no gi, and then Babalu was there. But he wasn't. He was doing his own training.
Okay.
And then I went up to him afterwards and introduced myself. And I told him, I was like, I don't know, you probably don't remember this, but you beat the shit out of me for one round over at King's like a couple years ago. It's always a good way to introduce yourself. And he's like, no, don't remember you, but thanks. But I asked him if he would. I knew that he does yoga. I had heard it from Glenn and some other people, and he's talked about it. I said, I was like, my buddy Anthony does. I was like, I think it's great yoga. He has it, for jiu-jitsu. If you want to try it out, we come down and do it private or whatever. And so we set it up for Monday, and we went down yesterday. I wasn't so sure what was going to happen. I knew it was going to be a gi class afterwards. And so that kind of intimidated me because after that one class with Ricky 4 years ago, I trained once with my instructor in Florida, Ricardo. And that's all I've done with
some
a gi.
Privates with me and some buddies.
Oh, Travis, yeah. So probably like 4 or 5, like up to let's say 5 times. It just felt weird, but I didn't know how it was gonna go. But it couldn't have been better.
Couldn't have gone better. So it's funny. We weren't sure, right? So they just say gear up and get on the mats. So we're like, whatever. All right, we're just gonna take class. Like,
and neither one of us was really feeling like doing
No,
gi class.
not at all. I mean, I don't even have a gi that matches. Like I got Mark's old top. My belt's too small. There's no tail to it. Anyway, so we're thinking, yeah, we're just gonna hop on the mats. We're just gonna take a class. You know, Babalu probably doesn't remember that he said this, right?
Right.
So, but no, sure enough, everyone lines up. There's about a solid 12, 15 people there, maybe less. And Babalu just starts going off about yoga and how it's helped his body and how, you know, if you're not doing it, you're not going to go far in the sport. And he was just, you know, great way to pump it up. And then he...
and he was talking about all the damage that he's taken as a fighter. He said, he was trying to explain, he's like, as a fighter, he's like, he's been fighting for over 15... I mean, I don't know how many years he's been fighting. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
But he was saying all the damage that they take. I mean, and he has to do that to heal his body.
He has to do it, yeah. So then he brings me up, which I wasn't expecting at all. A little nervous. But no, he gave me a great introduction. And I couldn't have asked for more from a black belt or from any martial artist to just have me come and take some of his time away from his students and just teach something. He's never even met me.
Right.
He never even met, you know, he just let me teach, and he let me teach a good 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a good 20 minutes. And then right after that, just the way I would do my yoga classes, he got down and started teaching techniques. And then we started, you know, we teamed up and, you know, started, you know, applying the techniques. But that's what I do in my yoga class anyway. We'll pound out 40, 30 minutes, 50 minutes of hard yoga, and then we'll just lay back for a second and then get right into the jiu-jitsu part of it. But I just really appreciate how he welcomed us open arms, gave me a great introduction, man. He was more than gracious with us.
Yeah, no, that was awesome, man. I'm looking forward to getting back there. And then I really did enjoy, well, part of the reason I didn't want to do class was I was afraid I was going to shit myself because I had food poisoning.
Well, no, you gave yourself food poisoning.
I gave myself food poisoning.
So Mark goes, hey, come over. I'm going to cook. So luckily I was out of town doing something else, but he sends me a text saying that he's got some trouble down in the belly area.
I knew I was getting sick the night before. I was starting to get like just chills and everything, and next day, But I felt like I couldn't just have you go by yourself because you hadn't even met him, and so I was like, I might shit myself, but I'll get through the yoga.
That's a buddy right there, man. That's a buddy right there.
I was gonna say, I was like, what if I do two of Jake's diapers together?
Not to mention you had a white gi on.
I had a white gi on, and then, okay, so I'm super chill when I get there. I'm relaxed, but I don't know. But then they say to hurry up and get on the mat because everyone else is already there. So I'm trying to put on my stuff real quick, and I was like, I don't know how to wear it. Like I don't wear a gi ever, like hardly ever. But I remember thinking to myself, I was like, I don't even know if these are on right, but I just didn't give a fuck. And I walk out because I was even more worried about my belt. And then Ricky was super cool, and he came over. He's like, hey. He's like, I just want to let you know. I was like, oh, it's the belt? He's like,
that's right.
Like, no, your pants are on backwards. I was like, cool. I'll be right back. But like, no one gives a shit, and that's what I'm realizing. Like, dude, I used to be so worried about like what people would think, and that's one reason like not wanting to do no gi because it's like, well, I suck at it, and I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm uncomfortable, and what are people gonna think? And like, once you get over that, man. Yeah. Fuck it. And I enjoyed class. Like the even just the first technique that he taught us, the sweep to mount. I was like, oh, this is perfect. I was like, now I can do this today. Like I know this movement now. If I get here and I get here and I do this with my leg, like I'm gonna do this, and if it doesn't work, he showed us what else to do. So I was like, that's awesome, and I actually tried applying it when we rolled. I got 2 really good rolls in with guys and met some cool people. So I thought it was awesome.
All around, it was an awesome day. I didn't have any expectations of it. I just kind of went in. You shot me a text, and I was like, all right, let's do it. And ended up great. Got a few followers. It was nice.
No, I think lots of those guys are going to want to do it. I think something probably was developed with hopefully with Babalu. I think we just want to expose it to more and more fighters, more and more jiu-jitsu guys, different martial artists, and the more men we can get doing it like that, dude.
And manly, masculine men too. Yeah, like Babalu. And I just want to say real quick before I forget. One thing I noticed about Babalu, and I really super appreciate, and like. I saw a true martial artist because he was in the front of the class. He took the whole yoga class. Maybe he was sore, but, it was a struggle. It was a struggle for him to get through it. But He was right there in the front. He was leading his class, and any stragglers that came in a little late, he would just motion to him like,
Yeah, because guys don't want to jump into
get on the mat.
Yeah,
A couple guys were just watching. He's like, nope, everybody get on the mat.
Yeah.
So it just shows me, it's like, if I'm doing it, everyone's doing it, and if Babalu's gonna do it, you might as well get up on the mat and do it too. So, excuse me.
Yeah, no, I thought that
Just
was
watching
really cool.
him do that, I was like, wow, that's awesome. That's the kind of black belt I want to learn from. You know?
Yeah, and that was good. I think that was one of the things that both of us struggle with. We're talking about is our confidence and how I'm feeling like I'm starting to slowly get over that. I think it's a lifelong process probably, but I'm just tired. Like, why not be confident? Whether it's my writing or ability to be a dad or whatever it is. Like, dude, I've always been so hard on myself, or jiu-jitsu, doesn't matter what it is, but always being so hard. It's like, nah, man. It's like, why not? It's not being cocky. It's being confident. I saw that one of the cool interviews I just wrote about in chapter 21 was Lana Stefanik, and she said that. It's like, I'm not being cocky. Like, I'm being real. I'm being honest. Like, that's, this is, an outsider would see it this way, and I think you and I both have a hard time with that. But that's what that class last night. So not only what he's saying about it, but then the reaction from everyone afterwards and his interest afterwards. It's like, you have to just look at that stuff like, yeah, if I'm going to doubt myself, like, no, I'm not going to doubt myself, because look, I know it does work.
No, yeah, for sure. I'm always wondering if my style of yoga is going to catch, or if it's good, or if I need work, or for sure. And it is a nice little boost having people come up to me and say they enjoyed it and they want me back and all that. So no, for sure. I just need to come out and bring the confidence in my art more. So I gotta work on that. Yeah.
Another thing we're talking about is just how I've been more motivated. I've been getting more stuff done. Get your ideas done.
Get your ideas done. We said that we were talking last night. And you said it, and it resonated with me. I was like, man, because I was saying, we were talking. I'm a young guy. I'm 27, and I feel like I got some time to diddle. I have some ideas. I have some things I want to accomplish in life, and I feel like sometimes I just kind of put it on the back burner because I'm like, oh, I'm young. I can do this, or I can do that. Let me do this first, or this is what's happening now. But, get your ideas done, make it happen. I think I need to start approaching life like that better. I like that saying.
Dude, I love thinking, and it might sound morbid, but every day, and I know my wife gets tired of it, but every day I'm saying, you could have died last night. I could die today driving. The kids could have died yesterday. Whatever, like, let's appreciate it. Like, whatever, we got one little ride on this thing. We don't know when it's gonna end, so fucking enjoy it. But I totally forget how we got there.
Dude, I was like that. Like, right when I got back from my tour, I was loving everything. I was sitting in traffic, like, fucking traffic is awesome. I get to smoke a cigarette. I get to, and then, just being back in the world, you lose it. You get used to it. It's been 5, 7, 8 years now. You get used to it. But you're right. I can leave this podcast today.
Yeah.
Head on collision with a semi truck, and I'm done.
Yeah.
Mark's gonna go on to get another co-host, and he's gonna keep
going. I think this time I'm gonna go with someone maybe Asian, and
the demographic is gonna be you gotta get that market. They read more.
Cut.
No, man. See, push the envelope.
Oh no, that's being pushed. But there was a point there. That's a good place.
Get it done. We were talking about get our goals done.
Oh yeah, big. so being so motivated because and talking about your disc, the one or whatever, digital download, whatever, your program that you're going to create, and when we want to do it, it's like, no, we got to start everything. We got to make sure to get them done. I'm realizing, we got to multitask too. Like even I've been spending so much time when unlocking. I used to have to go. I would tell myself, there's a story I made up was I can't work on nonfiction and then work on fiction at the same time, and it won't work that well. It's like, that's bullshit. I was like, I could do both if I want to. I could work on nonfiction here, and then tomorrow I could work on fiction. Like, I could blend them. I could do both. It's just don't be
in there.
Yeah, don't be lazy. Don't use it as an excuse. I was like, because my to-do list, dude, it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's why, even though I still have 2 more chapters for unlocking, I'm gonna have to do the rewrite. I'm starting to take on Brightside, Try Not to Die in Brightside with Donna. I'm reopening Try Not to Die at some heavy metal festival. We don't have the name yet, but we have all the desks figured out and the different bands. So yeah, I'm just like telling those people, okay, get started. Here's what we have. You guys work on that while I'm finishing this. Then when we're done with both, I'll knock this out. I'll knock that out. Now we have 3 more books.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep putting it out. It's gonna be quality stuff, and I'm gonna have fun doing it too. Like I'm enjoying it. So.
You know, another thing we were talking about was like, damn, I almost lost it, but I think I'm gonna have it back. We're talking about goals. Oh, 6-month goal.
Oh,
a nice
yeah.
short 6-month goal. That way, your to-do list doesn't get too crazy.
Yeah.
You know, you can start knocking 3 months, even 6-month goal. I like that because I'm always thinking, like, all right, 5 years from now, I want this. I want to be here. But wow. 6-month goal will just start to knock things off and get you to where you need to be by that 5-year mark or the 10-year goal mark, whatever it needs to be, you know? So I like that. You said that yesterday. That was good.
And one of the things, I know there's a really good app. My buddy told me to download this app, and I did, but then I never used it. But I write all my ideas down, and then my to-do list gets really big. But what I've been doing lately is I'll take a look at it, and I'll see, like, okay, this is what I could really do tomorrow. And I'll number them in importance. I'm like, okay, this one takes 15 minutes. It's only going to take me 15 minutes. I know this. That's number 1. Number 2 is answering these emails. Number 3 is this. Number 4 is this. And then I know, I was like, okay, tomorrow I'm taking off these 5 things off my list. I'm getting all this shit done. I'm making sure I'm not, and like number 5 is input this chapter. I cannot go do anything else until I'm done with that. So I'll force myself to sit down and get that shit done.
Prioritize, get it done.
So that's been helping me a lot. But at the same time, last week I think we talked about needing balance. You know, because I had gone too much. Just being on my computer. I wasn't doing the yoga. I wasn't I wasn't adjusting my body, and that affected me. And but one thing I'm kind of proud of, and I realized this last night. It was late. I was tired. You know, I kind of felt like I should write, but I was like, you know what? Right now, it's like, and I thought about doing the sauna too. My body could use it, but I just put in the guitar. I put on Rocksmith, and I was like, no. I was like, I enjoy doing this, and it's like. And one reason why I like that I started playing guitar is I'm okay with sucking. Like I'm okay that I didn't think I was ever going to get any good at it. But it's fine. Even if people are listening or watching or whatever, it's like, no, I was like, I don't care. I'm learning. I'm just learning. It's something I'm enjoying. I'm not going to feel guilty thinking I should be doing something else right now. Whatever. Again, like life's short, so do it you enjoy.
Yeah, I think we were realizing that because we had hit a block where we were trying to compete a lot and we're just like working out. And I know for me, I was just overdoing the jiu-jitsu and not doing enough yoga. And then my body started, my knee kind of hurt and stuff like that. So then now I'm balancing all that yoga in too. But at the same time, man, I went out, I drank, I had some cigarettes, I ate some pizza. I mean, after the tournament, I was like balls to the wall, opposite sides. So I felt like I was balancing it back out because dropping the weight and being diligent. So I don't know. I think that balance is crucial for us to keep doing what we're doing and not get burned out with tournaments or jiu-jitsu or yoga or parenting. Sometimes you just need to go, right? You just need to. Mark needs a batting cage or go hit some golf balls. I don't know. Sometimes you need to do your own thing.
And that's what. Yeah. No, I think that's totally. That's totally it. What else, man? Today was awesome. Today, dude, and that's the thing. I need to make sure. I need to invite people to come down with us, because Tuesday sessions at the gym, nice and quiet. It's ours. We do what we want. Doing yoga, and then jits was perfect. And today, trying to do handstands. I was like, that's what I tell everybody. I was like, learning to do a handstand or whatever. Like that's just as cool as learning a new choke. Like maybe it won't save your life like a new choke, but but it's fun.
True,
that's like the body awareness. That's the word that Babalu was looking for last night. Why yoga is important. Why it's so important for martial arts. It's the body awareness. That's when I talked with the students at Brown that were doing jiu-jitsu for the first time, and so it was grappling mixed martial arts. So there's some striking. But they were all saying, most of them were saying, this is the first time, I've been clumsy my whole life or whatever else. I was like, I never had this kind of body awareness. I didn't know my body was even capable of doing this stuff. So I think that's one reason why yoga is huge.
I think that was me. I mean, I was an athlete in high school. I played basketball, football and all that stuff. Went to the service. I thought I was a fit athlete. And I realized, no, I can't move my body efficiently. I mean, you started doing yoga. You were 40 or I don't know how old we were, but you used to fight. You played football at Brown. You say that you're as healthy as you've been, right? Right now.
Yeah. I definitely feel the best. I think overall health, 100%.
Dude, and this morning you were floating to handstands and rolling forward to a squat, and then popping up. I mean,
yeah, no. I appreciate all your time and putting it in, and let me see that you could do it, because I was like, well, this motherfucker, you can do it.
And that's what I think guys need. Like, we need, like I always say, I have buddies who tease me. They're like, yeah, you know, you want to be a yoga instructor, you want to get all these hot chicks in class. I'm like, dude, actually, it's the opposite. I just want all these big, burly dudes to show that, like, dude, we need to move our bodies, man. We need to, yeah.
And that's good. I mean, whatever body you got, that's awesome. Embrace it.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying about having the bigger guys, because I had so many of my friends say, it's because you're doing it. It's like, okay, Mark can do it, and he's usually this, you know, metal guy and mean and angry and big and strong or whatever. They're like, I can do it.
Exactly. And I think just the Westerners, the Western world in general, and yoga, we've covered that before, but not to beat a dead horse. But it's good when you get like someone like Babalu or someone like Mark here who just believes in yoga and understands that it's body awareness. That's all it really is. It's nothing spiritual, religious. It's just learning your body, learning capabilities.
And now I could do handstands like my daughter. So
not only handstands, you jump in a crow. We're doing some fun stuff. We're doing some fun stuff.
Do that. Keep up with your old man. Well, dude, that's why I started. Because one of the reasons is because seeing my dad do a handstand on my diving board.
Yeah, your dad's
at 72. So I was like, you know, so if I could be that motivating force for them and want to make them do more stuff, I was like, that's cool. There was one, this weekend, I'm taking advantage of the Horror Writers Association.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome. They have a booth at, I think it's Midsummer Scream, somewhere, I think Long Beach. I got to check it out, but it's this weekend. They have a booth, so I'm going to be working a little bit, covering Saturday afternoon, and I think I might be there all day Sunday. Nice. If I do Sunday, then I'll probably have I'll bring the whole setup, interview people, just fans, like what kind of horror do they like to read or watch. I want to get turned on to like good horror, because I mean, just like in any genre, there's going to be some terrible stuff out there.
Yeah, it's not all gold.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, I want to know what's good. What do people recommend? So so I think
put your books up against them. See what's going on. See what you think about your stuff. You know?
I'll have all my books out there. I'll have the sign like dare to read the first page, like, because I feel like someone reads the first page, either you're gonna not like it a lot or you're gonna like it. So I was like, and I'm cool with that, because if you don't like it, fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much. No, it's not for you. It's not for you.
It's not for you. Yeah, I didn't write it for you. I wrote it for someone else.
Exactly.
I wrote it for someone cool.
We're still mature. I love it.
Yeah. No, I don't think I'm ever going to grow up. And that's good, man. It's like, why? Why, again, like, the less I say fuck it, the more I say fuck it, the less fucks I give, the happier I am. And, you know, I still get my stuff done. I want to pass that on to everybody. It's like, no, I'm not going to get upset about this dude cutting me off, because why should I even care? Like, that's, you know, but I still do.
We all do.
Yeah.
You can't, as long as you catch yourself.
Yeah. No.
Just like,
yeah, got to rewire that shit.
Throw a thumbs up.
Sorry, I messed myself up. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So there's been a change of plans. Last week, I said I want to do the political quiz. We will still do that, but I want to keep this kind of short. We both got stuff to do, and I want to spend time on that. So I'm going to pull it up. I'll get it ready for us next time. We'll both do it. Probably film in a couple of days. Who knows? I definitely want to talk about that, because I think it's important.
I think it's gonna be a good podcast, because I got some shit to say. That's not, and I'm not even voting. I'm just gonna say it because.
Yeah, but so we'll keep all of our beliefs. Well, we'll say what our beliefs are on each of these subjects. We'll answer all the questions. We'll see where it puts us, and then after that, we can talk about how these what politicians we would get behind, or view, or have the same beliefs, or would actually, and not even with the same beliefs,
but who we should
and not what they're saying, but what they've actually voted on, or what they're going to vote on. Because people tend to say one thing and do another. Wow, imagine that. Politics. Fucking, yeah.
But anyway, enough of that.
Yeah, no, we want to keep this positive.
What chapter are you on for Brightside nowadays?
Today we have chapter 13. Every episode we end with a chapter from Brightside. Today is chapter 13. We're getting close. Well, who knows where we are. I haven't been listening to it,
I forget,
but I bet if you've been listening, you're gonna enjoy it. And if you haven't been listening, check out I have the first 3 chapters on my website, marktullius.com. You go back to other episodes, have all the other chapters, get them on there, or you can buy the whole thing on Audible for like $2 if you buy the ebook first. So
Nice.
yeah, not a bad deal at all. And I think T. Quillen, the narrator, does an awesome job. I can't wait to turn over. He's going to do Unlocking the Cage, and yeah, he's doing Twisted Reunion, so that will be out pretty soon too.
That's a good book.
So yeah, if you guys like audiobooks, definitely check that out. Here is episode 13 of Brightside. Peace.
Chapter 13. After sitting in the waiting room for an hour, Demarius brought me in and threw me in the chair. He asked Sharon if she wanted him to stick around. Sharon said no, it was fine. Demarius closed the door and I sat there staring at her stupid Zen waterfall. Sharon's mantra ran at full volume, caused my fists to clench. Unable to listen for another second, I said, "Why don't you just send me to the cabin?" "Is that what you want?" "Since when do I have a choice?" "You chose to go up to the roof, showing everyone that you were capable of a big F.U. to all of this." I didn't understand why Demarius had taken me, and not the boots. I didn't see one of those assholes the entire walk over. They never missed a chance to crack down on an infraction. "Would you like me to call them?" The boots. I just kept chewing the inside of my cheek. Getting caught makes things easier, doesn't it? Takes away any responsibility? I didn't know what she was talking about, but I figured she was trying to probe. I focused on Rachel and Sarah, even Crystal. I thought about every dirty thing I'd done and thought. Sharon looked disappointed. Not disgusted, not angry. Just sad. Something was different about her. She wasn't spewing her new age bullshit. Just sat there, waiting for me to speak. My mind started to drift to the cave, but I refocused. Thought about Danny, my drawings, the non-existent fish in the pond. I forced thoughts of Stephen, bald and frail in his white room. The picture of the swan. "Joe." "What?" "You can trust me." I hadn't even been thinking about the escape. But it seemed she already knew. That she'd known for a while. "Why do you think your father turned you in?" "I don't know." "Take a guess." "Because I'm a coward." Sharon's face squinched up, like she was mulling it over. "Seems strange, doesn't it? Your father turning you in for that? I mean, if he thought you were a coward, why would he send you here, where you could easily tell us about him?" It didn't make sense, but nothing ever did with him. "Everything I touch turns to shit," I said. He probably figured it was only a matter of time before I fucked up and he didn't want me to get hurt. So he took the necessary steps to make sure. "So your father loves you?" "What?" "He risked exposing himself, didn't he? Drawing attention to you. Put the spotlight on him. It seems pretty selfless. He must care about you an awful lot." I didn't want to let Sharon see me cry. I ran my fingers over the dried blood of my chin. "Why am I even here? I broke the rules. I should be in the cabin, right?" Sharon sighed. "That's correct." Then she leaned forward. "But you wanted to get caught, didn't you?" I honestly don't know why I'd stood up there like a maniac. "You didn't think it was fair to get out by yourself, did you?" How did she know about the escape? Her range was beyond mine, sure, but I'd been careful. "You didn't want Rachel to get hurt, right?" Rachel. She must have said something in one of their little check-ins. Sharon shook her head. "She never shared a single thought." You were afraid you'd squeeze at the edge, and they'd find you, putting Rachel in even more danger. She would have been shot for attempting to escape. You have the wrong opinion of me. I'm a coward. I only think of myself. Sharon cocked her head, smiled. I don't think so. Her perfect posture returned. Do you remember the first time you came to see me? I said I had a good feeling about you. And I said you were going to be disappointed. Just like every other woman dumb enough to get near me. I turned. The distant sound of the helicopter grew louder and louder, even shook the window. I saw the metal bird racing across the sky, figured it was bringing in more pathetic fuck-ups like me. But then, it started hovering, like it was looking for someone. Joe, I need you to look at me, Sharon said. Joe. I'd never heard Sharon's voice above a librarian's. My neck swiveled. Do you really want to go to the cabin? I pictured myself in the chair, sitting there catatonic, not a care in the world. Sharon's jaw clenched. Her mantra was failing her. You know what? Why don't we take a break? Sharon stood, threw some stuff in her purse. I'll be back in 5 minutes, and you can tell me your decision. She was really leaving me alone in her office. The door closed, and I sat there confounded, almost going out of my head. Was this some ploy? Some psychological mind game? The helicopter was still hovering. I got up, watched it circling around the square where the boots were patrolling. Something bad was going down. I turned, saw Sharon's desk, her stupid calendar of daily affirmations. Next to it was a letter. From my father. It was addressed to Dr. Sharon Appleton. I'm writing to you on behalf of my son. He's a good boy. Might not seem like it at first, but if you have patience, I have no doubt he can be everything you need him to be. Turning him in was the hardest decision I've ever made as a parent, and I will probably always wonder if I made the biggest mistake of my life. I will carry this guilt to my grave because I can't undo it. So, I only ask that you look out for him. I'm trusting you here. He's smart and has a good heart. He might not always act like it, but he knows right from wrong. And he'll make the tough decision when called. He's a soldier, just like his old man. The only other thing I ask is you don't tell him right away that I'm the reason he's there. He'll need time to adjust first. But when you feel he's ready, just let him know that I love him. Sharon closed the door. Your father's a good man. I tossed the letter on her desk. For turning me in? That's your definition? He's always been a good man. I stepped back. You know my father? I do. But I'm not going to say another word about it until I know your decision. The way she said it, I realized the cabin wasn't just a physical location. Sharon wanted to know if I'd rather bury my head, sit there drugged up, my mind a gentle sea, or if I was ready to hear the truth. You can't just dangle something like that. I didn't move, stood there, waiting. Sharon pointed to the seat. After a few seconds, I sat, knowing this was going to hurt. Stared out at the whirring helicopter. Just stood there, and I started to shift uncomfortably, suddenly afraid. It's okay, she thought. Then she silently began the tale, never once turning back, knowing if she looked me in the eyes, she'd never finish. According to her account, Sharon met my father 20 years ago at a small underground rally for people like us. Hardly anyone knew telepaths existed, but there were rumors, speculation. Some of us had been locked in loony bins, people like my grandmother. It's why Dad showed up in the first place. He was angry and alone. He sat in the back and listened to unspeakable stories of violence and fear, and everyone knew it was only going to get worse. After the meeting, Sharon went up to my dad, and they shared their experiences. She asked if he wanted to be more involved. Dad said he couldn't, told her he had a family, a son with the same gift. He didn't want to draw attention, see anything happen to me. So, he left. But every so often, like once or twice a year, he'd seek her out, wanted to know how things were going, if there was anything he should know, prepare for, in order to protect his family. Sharon said he would have done anything to protect us. Then, the government created Brightside. They started rounding up thought thieves. Soon we'd all be on the mountain, or dead. Sharon and a few others arranged for friends to turn them in, to infiltrate. Only a few were selected, the ones with the strongest ability, able to quiet their thoughts, block everyone out so their secret would be safe. The selected offered themselves up, settled in, got chummy with the boots as hundreds of people from all over the country arrived by helicopter. These secret agents never let on, never aroused any suspicion, just quietly put themselves into positions of power. I'd moved out years before, and Mom hardly came home. So Dad volunteered to help the cause. They turned him down, though, because when they tested him, he couldn't keep it in. The secrets. He would have broken, slipped up. All of this would have been for nothing. Months went by, and Dad kept trying to join the fight. There was talk that Brightside wasn't sustainable, too expensive. Soon they'd have to start cutting rations, supplies. Eventually there'd only be one alternative: execution. Quietly, of course. America would never hear a word, although they probably wouldn't care if they did. That's when Dad decided to offer me up. Since I didn't know anything, I wouldn't be a liability. My entire head felt like it was about to implode. I couldn't feel my hands or legs, just this throbbing in my brain. Why would he... Michelle, Sharon thought. And slowly, it all fit together, just like Grandpa's shotgun. A week before I got to Brightside, Michelle said Dad had come over looking for me. She said he seemed panicked, asked for a drink. Said he sat there for an hour waiting for me, but I was working late, trying to boost my bonus. She turned on the TV, a newscast about Brightside. Michelle said she was trying to make conversation, talked a bit about how dangerous these people were. Dad said he agreed, but kept asking these strange questions. She thought he was just afraid like the rest of the country. But here, in Sharon's office, I knew Dad had been testing her. Michelle would have turned me in without hesitation, even called up her brothers to take care of me first. Michelle's mind made up Dad's. I couldn't breathe. Everything closing in, the walls. Sharon's stupid waterfall was all I could hear. Sounded like someone was pissing in my ears. I went for her desk, ready to tell Sharon to inject me to make everything calm, like Rachel was in the cabin. Joe, you need to calm down. My words to Rachel coming out of Sharon's mouth. I'm sorry, she thought. I saw my father's face, that big, dumb grin. I yelled at her and pressed my thumbs into my closed eyes, shoving them back into my skull. The door flung open. Demarius ran in, tackled me into the chair, pinned my arms. I kept fighting. Demarius pulled tighter. Enough, Sharon thought. I told you he was going to crack. Sharon bent down, touched my face like I was a child. No, he's not. Isn't that right, Joe? I thought about Mom, rubbing butter on my face. Joe, what's it going to be? Sharon asked. Let's just send this motherfucker to the cabin. Quiet. Sharon forced my eyes to hers. What's your decision? My father's voice flowing through my brain. Whatever you need. I found myself 10 minutes later in the lobby. I don't even remember the elevator. People were gathered outside the double doors. There were whispers about a death. I entered the fray wondering if they were talking about me. Robert was 4 feet in front of me, his big black microphone held to his throat, the wire traveling down to the brown box at his waist. He said, Hey, Joe, you know what's going on? The lack of inflection made it so you couldn't figure if Robert was asking or telling. No idea. Wayne King escaped. The reason for the accelerated news, why Sharon and Demarius said we had to do this tomorrow night, the end of day 100. Their plan, my gun. I'm going to catch him, Robert said. Want to join my team? Robert kept talking, but I couldn't hear with the helicopter directly overhead. The woods were only a few blocks away. Part of me wanted to say, fuck it, take off for the cave. Sharon, Demarius, and Dad could eat a big bag of shit. I hadn't meant to think it so close to Robert, but his eyes widened, knew what was rattling around my head. I started walking. The helicopter kept circling, scouring the town for Wayne. I kept thinking about taking off now, but I knew I wouldn't make it 50 feet before they caught me. I also couldn't leave Rachel behind. Not like this. She deserved better. All she did was believe in me, love me, wanted to take care of me, and I repaid her by ripping out her broken heart. I turned left. The cabin up on the hill, its windows open, all warm and inviting. Come on in. Have a seat. Let your problems disintegrate. Rachel's building was up ahead. Sharon said to let her be, said I needed to get some rest. Sharon loved to talk, just like Dad. The two of them plotting and scheming to stick me up on this goddamn mountain. I knocked on Rachel's door. Kept knocking until her neighbor, Frances, came out and told me to shut the hell up or she'd call the boots. Frances looked like a man, with her chiseled jaw and thick, bushy eyebrows. I almost told her to go ahead. They'd never show. But I just walked out and headed for the diner, then Oscar's, then the park. I asked if anyone had seen her. No one had, except Nathan, the guy who proudly came to Brightside a virgin. And then he met Crystal. She wasn't looking so hot, he said about Rachel. That was a couple hours ago, though. I thanked him and continued my search. I needed to find Rachel, apologize, beg her to take me back. We could escape tonight, leave Sharon, everyone in this fucking town. I kept moving, never stopping long enough to think about anything but Rachel. She was going to be pissed, but I'd tell her all the things she needed to hear. I meant it too, at least for the moment. That'd be enough. Sharon had given me a special cell phone, one that couldn't be traced. She told me to only use it if there was an emergency. I wanted to call Rachel, but she didn't have a phone. No one did but me. I wandered through the square, even back to Rachel's place, but she still wasn't there. I started thinking maybe she'd found some guy and they were busy getting sweaty paying me back. I didn't even notice the storm rushing in, but soon the sleet felt like needles. Thunder boomed. It was midnight and I could barely stand. Freezing, wet, and weak, I headed back to my place. The hallway light fixture was filled with so many bugs I could hardly see, but my nose was working fine. There was a new smell, a little ripe, like sweat and something else. It grew stronger as I got to my door. That smell. The door did its usual creak, just a lot louder. The kitchen was dark, blinds keeping out most of the moonlight. I emptied my pockets onto the table, then locked the door. A sliver of light lit the first bit of hallway that led to the bedroom where the blinds were always closed. Everything looked normal as it can in the dark. It sounded like it should too. Quiet. Everything was fine. Except for the smell. And that sliver. The tiny slice of light that made it hard to move. Someone was here. My first thought, Wayne. But the door had been locked. I went for the light switch, but it just flicked up and down. I said Rachel's name, but it came out soft and pathetic. I said it again, louder this time. Rachel was the only one with a key. No one answered. Just more nothing. Then, the tiniest plop. It took forever to move away from the door and get into the hallway. I stopped after 2 steps because the smell was all wrong. The next step was the hardest. The next one after that, even harder. The wall still blocking most of the bedroom. The wall ended with my next step. My hand fumbled around for the switch. This one worked. Threw light all over the room. I wish it hadn't. Oh God, I wish it hadn't. A body lay on the bed, but lying the wrong way. Legs hanging off the windowside. The plaid skirt bunched up around her underwear. Rachel's favorite Love-A-Lot Care Bear ones that she liked to dance around in. Her matching t-shirt that used to be white. The bear and its big heart drowning in blood. The outfit told me it was Rachel. Rachel without a face. The top of her head was gone. Her hair clumped beneath a ragged, hollowed-out bowl. A stream sliding down the comforter onto the carpet. I asked the stupidest question. What the hell did you do? I asked it again and again, but the answer was right there. I turned. The whole room was red. It started to spin. Slow, then fast. I held onto the wall, and it helped a little. But it was wet with something I wiped off without looking. God damn it, Rachel, what the hell did you do? Rachel didn't respond. Didn't have a mouth. But on the floor, I received my answer. The shotgun beneath her dangling feet. The stock lying in the puddle of piss. The lightest rain fell from the ceiling. It dripped, dripped, dripped onto the bed, her body, and what was left of her head. I wondered if the roof was leaking. But it wasn't rain. Up on the ceiling, Rachel left me a gift. She'd painted me the perfect Pollock. I fell onto her body. My face smashed against that bloody Care Bear. Thunder boomed outside the window. I wondered if that's what covered the blast. If someone had heard it, they'd be here. The bracelet her daddy bought for her was half submerged in the puddle by the pillow. The diamonds splattered crimson. They matched her ring. The only thing better than her diploma because the school couldn't take it away. Rachel didn't have a pulse. I was stupid to check. Her wrists still warm, so soft. Her hands so small, not squeezing back to say everything would be okay. That we could still live together, sprawl out on that beach. Something creaked in the hallway outside. Bootsteps. I pressed my cheek into the bedspread as if I was actually hiding, like a child who doesn't understand the physics of hide and seek. More bootsteps. Muffled voices. Rachel's hand went back into the puddle. I pulled the rest of her closer, saw her jaw, the lower half of Love-A-Lot's smiling face, the top half shards on the ceiling. I waited for the knock, waited to see their expressions when they saw me cradling Rachel without a face. The light switch. I needed to turn it off, make them think I was sleeping, but I couldn't move. Every neuron dead, just like Rachel. The chair had a chunk of hair draped across the armrest. The boots getting closer. I closed my eyes, squeezed Rachel's chest, squeezing so hard I thought I might sink into her ribs, disappear forever. Why did I ever come here? The cabin was so close. All I had to do was walk in, and the nurses would take care of the rest. I'd never know about Rachel. Never. Suddenly, the boots were running. But not towards me. Each step softer, further down the hall until there was nothing. It was hard to stand without one hand on the wall. I looked around, needing a way to explain this in case they came back. There was nothing on the nightstand, the TV, the bathroom counter. No paper, something that said no one was to blame. But Rachel would never leave a note. That's what she told me one night at Oscars. She said people only wrote them to make other people feel better, which was bullshit. If she ever did it, she wanted everyone to know it was their fucking fault. Why did they ever let you out of the cabin, Rachel? Sharon had to know she was unstable. That this was a possibility. She didn't make the call on Rachel's release, but she gave her recommendation. Was this part of the plan? What the hell did Rachel have to do with our escape? I fell back against the wall, slid down until my ass was on the floor. Something was digging into my leg. The cell phone. I pulled it out, started to dial Sharon, but stopped. What if all of this was all a setup? She could just be waiting for me to call, so she could send Palmer and the rest of the fucking boots. But why tell me about the plan, then? Why tell me about my father if it was just to send me up here for Rachel's death? She could have sent me to the cabin. I even offered. My father, the man who turned me in, was the only person I could trust. Laughter sprayed from my lips. I looked over at Rachel's body, the blood and chunks of brain, and just lost it. Doubling over, cracking up because there was nothing left. I didn't need the cabin. I was already fucking gone. But it finally lost its amusement, the awfulness settling back in. I started dialing. "Hello?" Mom said. I couldn't speak. So tired, shattered. "Joey? Is that you?" I took a deep breath, wiped back my hair wet with blood. "Hi, Mom." "Joey, what's going on?" My whole body shook. "I fucked up." "Joey? Come on. You're scaring me." "Yeah, well, I'm scaring me too." "Tell me what's going on. Are you okay?" "No, I'm not." I sucked air through my clenched teeth. Mom sat there, breathing, waiting. We both did, until she finally asked what I'd done. "Oh, I don't have enough minutes for that. Can I just talk to Dad, please? I just really need for him to get on the fucking phone." I'm going to call the doctor, okay? Is that what I should—" "No, Mom," I said, my voice not my own, wild and crazed like a man covered in his girlfriend's blood. I took a deep breath. I just need you to get Dad. Can you just move and fucking grant me this one simple... She sounded scared out of her mind when she said, He's not here. Big inhale through the nose. Okay. When do you expect him? Soon? He went... Where? He went where? In the smallest voice, she said, Fishing. I felt like the top of my head was going to eject like some fighter jet, like Rachel's. He went fishing? Joey, he needed a break since he did this. It's been eating him alive. He's not well. It's killing him. My father's not well. I'm sitting on the floor covered in Rachel's flesh, and my father needs a vacation. Joey, whatever you've done, can you make it okay? No, Mom. I laughed. No, I don't think I can. Joey, listen to me. Are you listening to me? That voice from my childhood, the one that said if I didn't shut my mouth, she was going to smack me. I was 5 years old, sitting in the back of the Buick, my face burned and peeling. We were parked out in front of the school, the kids filing in, but I wouldn't budge. I don't want to. I feel sick. My stomach. You're fine, she said. You just don't want to go with your face all messed up. But that was only part of it. I couldn't go back to all the voices, the thoughts. Everything so loud I'd piss my pants. I didn't say any of that to Mom. She wouldn't have understood, or she'd think I was even crazier than she already did. That's why I just sat and scratched at my cheeks. She snapped. What did I say about that? I shoved both mittens back in my jacket. I forgot. Do you want to look retarded? You think they aren't going to make fun of the kid tearing off his face? The slushy gray playground was right outside my window. All the kids were out there, but I wasn't moving. I blew on my window, fogged it up with a white cloud, sunk down so low I couldn't see out. I knew what was waiting. All the laughter, the vicious taunts. I'd start crying, and they'd call me a little baby, and that would be even worse. Mom was back to smiling at herself in the rear view, her eyes not quite making it. She was back to sounding nice, too. Come on, Joey, you know the drill. The drill was, Mom pulled over, I got out. There was no holding hands, walking together to the gate. No kiss goodbye. But the drill was different this morning. I wasn't moving. Mom got something from her purse, brushed red on her cheeks until they matched her hair. You need to get going. Go learn your ABCs. We're not doing this anymore. My safe spot was warm. It wasn't totally safe, but far enough away so Mom would have to climb over the seat to swat. She wouldn't do that in front of the school. Not for a few more years. That's enough, she said. Mom flicked her eyes and played with the lashes, never once looking away. I'm wasting time and gas. I tried not to sound like a baby when I said, I hate school. I don't want to go. Mom turned the mirror, gave me her you little shit 5-second stare. You think I want to drive you here? You think I want to dress you in the morning and make you Lucky Charms? I knew a lot about Mom, way more than I wanted. I thought I knew her buttons, how far I could press them. That's why I said, Don't then. Mom spun around, gripped the back of her seat. God damn it, young man, if you make me get out of this car, I said. They're mean to me. Mom moved quicker than I'd ever seen, getting out and slamming her door, jerking on mine to see if it was locked. She stood there in her purple leotard, banged on the window with her fist. "Open this right now!" Mom was about to break through the glass. I slid across the seat, pulled the knob up, went right back to my spot. Mom opened the door, lowered her voice so other parents couldn't hear. "It's freezing. Get out now." I looked away from Mom's chest, put my boots on the seat. "I'm not going." Mom started talking way too sweet, like her goddamn perfume. Didn't care how much they both bothered me. "Sometimes there are things you don't want to do, but you gotta do them anyway." Tamika's dad walked by, which explained Mom being nice. Mom turned toward him and waved. When Tamika's dad was far enough away, Mom snatched my ankle like it was some kind of snake, squeezed my boot like she was trying to choke it. "You're hurting me," I said. Mom kept her grip and yanked me across the seat. "Stop being such a sissy. Is that what you want all the other kids to think?" I stomped my foot as hard as I could, splashed yucky gray snow all over Mom's leg. Mom took a deep breath, blew it out, put those eyes on me, made me stare back. "What do you want, Joey?" She stood there, hands on her hips, nipples pushing out of that purple silk for everyone to see. "You want me to lie to you?" What I wanted didn't matter, because Mom was holding up her "don't you dare" finger. "I'll lie to you, if that's what you want," she said. "Say you look fine, that no one's going to make fun of you, that the world is the most wonderful place." Her one-woman pep rally wasn't making me feel any better, but that didn't slow her down. "You looking like this is nothing," Mom said. "You're going to get teased. You're going to get picked on. You're going to get beat up." I tried to say enough. I was ready for school, but Mom kept talking. "You're going to fall in love. You're going to have your heart broken. Your dreams are going to be squashed. That's life," Mom said. "That's the truth. So it's your choice, Joey. Do you want the truth or not?" If I knew what was coming, maybe I could prepare for it. I said, "The truth." Mom bent over at the waist and put her face close. Gave guys driving by something nice to stare at. Her eyes weren't trying anymore. The fight was over. But Mom still smiled when she took hold of my jaw and turned my face side to side. She ran her ice-cold fingers over my cheeks, brushed flakes of me into the slush. "When life sucks and gives you things you don't want, you've got to keep your chin up," Mom said. She kissed the top of my head. "And keep it up no matter what. You hear? Because people are depending on you." That's what Mom was saying on the phone. Me on the floor. Rachel's faceless head on the pillow. "You can never quit," she said. "Never."